Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back. My name's Kim and let's begin our practice. We'll begin in downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Plant your palms shoulder width distance, tuck your toes under and send your hips up and back. Create a little inverted V shape with your body. Let's begin by bending one knee, bend the other, walking the dog, spreading the toes, drawing awareness to your feet, your roots. Begin to attune to your breath in and out through your nose, taking inventory of what's present in your physical body, in your mental space. Just observing without judgment or stories. Good, then find stillness into your downward facing dog. Gently gaze between your legs. And then lift up onto the heels, bend your left leg a lot, and then exhale, send your right heel towards the earth. It's okay if your heel reaches the earth or not, just find a stretch in the back of your right leg as you exhale. Good, and then lift both heels, straighten both legs once again, bend the right leg a lot this time. As you exhale, send your left heel down, stretch the back of your left leg. Keep pressing your palms down and away to lengthen the spine, the shoulders. And soften where you can, the jaw, the face. Inhale, lift both heels, straighten both legs. As you exhale, slowly descend your heels down, stretch the backs of your legs. Whether or not your heels touch the earth, you're doing great. You'll find with more practice consistently, eventually your heels will get closer and closer. But that's not the priority, of course. Nice. Try to maintain this qualitative breath in and out through your nose throughout the postures. Allow your breath to be your teacher and your guide. And then inhale, extend your right leg to the sky. On the exhale, scorpion dog, bend your right knee, stack your right hip over the left. And then roll out your right ankle, point and flex. Draw a little circle with your right knee. Keep your upper body in the down dog and keep breathing, of course. Switch directions of the circle. Get mobility into the hip joint. Nice, and then inhale, re-extend the right leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, draw your right knee towards your right wrist, and then as best as you can, using your core, step your right foot outside of your right palm. Okay, if it doesn't quite reach, toe heel your right foot forward, and make sure your ankle is in front of your knee. This will protect your knee. And then draw a little pivots, circle forward and back, side to side. I like to call this flossing out the left hip. Again, trying to create space between the ball and the socket of the hip before we stretch deep. Yes, and then we'll be here for about 15-20 breaths. You can stay upright for a few more breaths or start to lower down to your back knee. I like to use a blanket, use a pillow, a towel, whatever you have for extra cushioning. Okay, and then assess. You can stay up here and or lower down to your elbows, either onto a block or the earth. But even if you know you can reach all the way down with your elbows, I encourage you to start at least a step before that edge. Just being kind to your body, meeting yourself where you are, and consistently reassessing with every breath. Every breath, every moment is different. So you'll find as you stay longer, you can go further down. Maybe lowering down to your elbows. Option to play around with rolling to the knife edge of your right foot. You can't really see, that's okay. Some people like to gently press onto the back leg here, but sometimes that doesn't feel the best for me. So I like to stay here, but again, listen to what you need. That's the practice here. It doesn't matter how far or not far you go in the posture. Just showing up is more than enough. Good, an option to stay here for a few more breaths. Option to catch the lizard's tail, either staying down on your elbows if you lower down, or you can lift up. Either way, open twist to the right, look up to your hand, hello hand. And then you can stay here, or you can bend left leg and reach back towards your foot. If you can reach the foot, great. If not, also great. If you do have the foot, gently hold with your hand and then gently kick into your hand. At the same time, relax your right shoulder, relax the left hip. And keep breathing, conscious breathing. Good, if you have the foot, release the foot. Thank you, foot. See you later. Come back to center, and then toe heel your right foot to the center of your mat, or about hip width distance. And then lengthen your right knee, flex your right ankle, point your toes towards your face. Energetically drive your right heel down towards the earth, and then pull your right heel back towards your hips. So you're squaring the hips as best as possible. Half splits, inhale to lengthen the spine, and then exhale, fold over the leg. Again, inhale. Exhale, empty the breath. And last in. And exhale. Again, option for blocks here underneath the hands. You can stay here a few more breaths. Option to play around with full splits if that's in your practice today. Point your right toes and then slide your right heel forward. Again, nice place for blocks. You can press down to lengthen through your spine, just like Hanuman hopping through the mountains. Or you can place your block underneath the hip, hands to heart center. And if you find that you can reach the earth without blocks, maybe whether today or another day, draw your hands to your heart center, lengthen the spine, and or lower down, draw your forehead towards your shin, then your nose, then your chin. And again, as long as you feel the stretch in the back of your right leg, you're good. Completely exhale slowly. Getting every last drop of the exhale to the back of your leg. Good. If you lower down in your full splits, return to hands to heart center. If you're in full splits, return to half splits. Then everyone rebend your front knee, plant the palms, downward facing dog, stretch out the legs. Observe, take inventory once again, notice the differences in your left and right side. Notice the imbalance in the body, that's okay. Again, observe without judgment or stories. Just enjoy the space between. And let's balance to the other side. Inhale, three-legged dog. Extend the left heel to the sky. On the exhale, scorpion dog. Bend the knee, stack the left hip over the right. Keep your upper body in the down dog. Tendencies to want to twist in the shoulders. Lower the left shoulder in line with the right. Good, and then roll out the left ankle. Point and flex. And draw a little circle with the knee. Staying with the breath. I need to remind myself too sometimes. Switch directions of the circles, please. Good, and then re-extend the left heel, three-legged dog. Exhale, draw left knee towards your left wrist, and then using your core, step your foot as far as possible towards your left hand. And then toe heel the left foot if it needs further movement. Forward, again, make sure your ankle's in front of the knee. And then jaw pivot, circles forward and back, side to side. Flossing out the right hip this time. Whew. And then option to stay upright for a few breaths or maybe for the whole duration. Again, notice what you need. Or lower the back knee, untuck the toes. Okay, and or lower down to the elbows, whether onto a block or the earth. And each side is inevitably different in terms of its openness, flexibility, and thus it has difference in what it needs. So perhaps this side is a little more open, so you can go further, or maybe it's a little tighter, so you may like to use props or not go as far. And again, listen to your breath. If you notice your breath is short or it's not present, that's a signal for some change that needs to happen, whether that's going further into the posture or backing out, going less into the posture. Option to play with rolling to the knife edge of your left foot, just extra, maybe pressing with the left arm. Deep breathing. And then option to stay here for a few more breaths. Option for catching the lizard's tail, either staying down onto your elbows or lifting up onto your palms. On this side, I'm going to stay down. Open twist to the left. Look up to your hand. Hello. And then bend your right leg. Reach back for your foot. Again, whether or not you have the foot is great. If you do have the foot, gently kick into the hand. Look over your left shoulder. At the same time, relax your left shoulder, relax your right hip. Only use what you need in every moment, whether it's physically or mentally. Let go of what you don't need right now. Good. If you have the foot, release the foot. Thank you, foot. Come back through center. And then toe heel your left foot to the center of your mat. Half splits, lengthen your left knee. Flex your ankle. Toes point towards your face. Again, square the hips, pulling the left hip back, right hip forward. Dig your right heel down, left heel rather down. And then inhale, lengthen the spine. You can grab some blocks real quick. And then exhale, fold over the left leg. Empty the breath. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. And last, in. And out. You can stay here for a few more breaths, or option for full Hanumanasana if that's in your practice. Lengthen your left ankle and then slide your left heel forward. Try to stack as best as possible your shoulders over your hips, even if that means using some blocks here. Use this to encourage the integrity of squaring the hips. Again, you can place a block underneath your left hip here too. Draw your hands to heart center. And these are all just options, different options you can try, and if it doesn't feel right, do a different thing. If you can reach the earth, draw your hands to heart center. Ooh, balance. And or lower down, forehead, then nose, then chin. Breathe into the back of your left leg. Completing the exhales in order to prepare for the inhales. Good. If you lower down to your full splits, draw your hands to heart center. If you're in full splits, return to half splits, please. And then everyone, rebend your front knee, plant the palms, downward facing dog, stretch out the legs. Ooh. Right where we began, take inventory, bend one knee, then the other. Notice the space you've invited into your body. Thank you, thank you. Silently thank yourself for showing up and doing this work. Nice, and that's our practice for today. Thank you so much for, again, making the choice to practice and nourishing yourself with your movement and your breath and your presence. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Truly makes a difference and ripples outward to not only our lives, but the lives around us and beyond. So again, thank you. And thank you to all our teachers and their teachers, the lineage of this practice, all that offers our lives and the lives around us. Thank you, thank you. May the merits of our practice benefit all everywhere.